Hello, hello. I hope everything is going well in your world. I just wanted to drop a little bonus episode because I have too much bubbling over. I can't hold it in. I recently recorded an episode with Andria Van Gordon, who lives in Oregon and is creating a retreat space center, which I find absolutely beautiful and would love to plan a trip to sometime. We started chatting before I officially introduced her and we began our episode, but what we talked about in our chat was just so good, I have to share. So here's, coming up, I'll share our conversation that we had prior to our recording and then look forward to her episode coming in a few weeks. In the meantime, I just wanted to talk a little bit about some things going on recently in my life. I keep saying it. I recently started homeschooling my daughter, right? But there's something that happened I thought was so funny I wanted to share with you guys. One day in particular, she was having difficulty focusing. She really she'd work for like 10 minutes and then want a 30-minute break. So it was taking forever to get her work done. And I went with her to Home Goods and she picked out a new chair. Of course, it had to be a gigantic leather chair that was $500. But whatever floats her boat. And then she wanted a new desk, and I got her a stand for the laptop and a new keyboard and all these different things, new lights and lamps and LED lights in her room, making it really comfortable space for her to want to be in, comfortable enough that she can be there for a while and do her work, So I was talking with her on this one particular day. She was having difficulty focusing, and I was trying to describe to her, I'm your teacher now, so I'm not just your mom, I'm also your teacher, and I want to have things be organized for you and easily accessible with a routine so that you know what you need to get done, and I said, there's a science to learning. And she said, science is learning. And that's when I realized I don't need to push to get things done. That's really like the old way. And so since then, it's been probably 2 weeks since that. I mean, it really just shook me. Science is learning. I was like, facts. You are correct about that. It just humbled me in a way that I was like, you know what? She's very intelligent. It's not about getting the work done and spending the time. It's about supporting her creativity and intelligence and her schedule, allowing it to be a little bit more inconsistent because she is a manifester and she does not have consistent energy. So just allowing her ebbs and flows, and supporting her in creativity, like I said, also enrolled her in gymnastics, which she's really excited about. She's used to do that and she's excited to get back to it. But since then, in the past 2 weeks, I've really relaxed on the online program, and we've been doing more worksheets and hands-on learning stuff. She also, she has my old laptop and it has Canva on it, and I showed it to her and she just instinctively knows, and she has such a great time working on Canva, and I'm like, this is learning, so so many ways to reframe what learning is and what that means, what that looks like, and not just checking things off of a list to get them done, but instead being present enough to realize that things could be done differently. It doesn't mean it's wrong. So that's, I just love it. I love the revelations that come through everyday interactions, and my daughter, because she's with me so often and obviously an integral part of my life for obvious reasons, she just shows me so much. She teaches me so many things, and I think it's fun to share. So I appreciate you listening and wanting to hear. One other thing I wanted to mention that I thought was very beautiful that my daughter was saying when we were falling asleep, we talk when we're winding down and falling asleep. And we were talking about when she was born. And I was describing to her that she was not all the way out yet, but her head was out. And I was concerned because I thought that she should be crying. And I was like, why isn't she crying? And the doctor was like, she's not out yet. But, you know, I was just really wanted to make sure she was safe, obviously. And when she was born, I could barely hold her in my arms because I was using my arms to pull my legs back, which I did not need to do. But I couldn't feel my legs, so I didn't know that. And I was really holding them back like I thought I had to. Anyway, then my arms were like jello, and I felt like I could barely hold her. Anyway, she was saying, I said that I was worried that she didn't cry right away. She said, you didn't push very hard. I had to try really hard to get out, she said. And she's probably right because I had an epidural when I had her. And I took a nap. I didn't move. I laid still. I was on my back. All the things that are actually not innate in childbirth. But yeah, that contribute to the baby having to try really hard to get out. So when she said that, I was like, wow, I could just see from her perspective that she was really talking from a place of awareness, and she wasn't just saying that. Then she went on to say that when babies are born, they usually don't cry until they're on their mom, and they need to be patted, like patting your hand on their back, and they need to hear their mom's heart because it brings them into awareness, into self-awareness, and then that's when they realize they can breathe. And I was like, that makes so much sense. But she was saying it again from a perspective where I really feel like she was speaking from her experience, not just what she would imagine. It just meant so much to me when she described it that way. And there are many times in our lives when we are so overwhelmed, we might become disconnected, and a pat on the back is what brings us back into the now moment. And just give yourself a pat on the back, if you find ever that you feel disconnected or you're not sure what's going on, take a minute, get grounded, pat yourself, do some tapping, do some chanting and singing, screaming, crying, whatever the fuck you want. But yeah, it just really highlighted to me the natural expression of human connection through emotion and physical touch. So I'll leave you at that, and I hope you enjoy this pre-recording conversation bonus episode with Andria Van Gordon. And again, look out for her episode coming in the next few weeks. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Stay blessed. Only recently have I understood the word sensual for what it truly means. And instead of like sexual or taboo or like sort of like a personally a little bit of an icky feeling or like I said, like a taboo, but it's not at all. It's literally embodying your senses and feeling that truly from a very grounded place in your body. And like sensual embodiment, it means a whole different thing to me than it did a couple of months ago. And I thought I knew a lot, but isn't that so interesting? The things that you think you know, like they can
Right.
always evolve a little bit, and then you're like, wow, like that was just my own perception.
Yeah, it's such a journey. And I think that, the more as we move through kind of this massive shift that I do think collectively is happening, but I do think that there tends to be, people that are on the forefront that are possibly kind of trailblazing the way or like kind of code keepers to be able to
Alchemizing the frequency.
alchemizing and holding certain
Yeah.
things so that it can move.
Hmm.
but it does like it gives me such empathy rather than like coming up and being like, oh, I got it all figured out. Just empathy where every single person is
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
like, that's okay.
Yes, it's so funny
So
you describe
okay.
it literally the same way. I recently recorded another episode with a different guest, and they were like, really, because we were talking about how shamans are human.
Hmm.
They're human. Like we're all humans. Like we're not perfect. There is no expectation of perfection, and the human qualities that we embody the strongest are actually like our superpowers. And understanding and accepting where people are at in their own journey, but not letting that hold you back from jumping into healing work because,
Absolutely.
it's really important. Everything personally, any Akashic reading that I've ever done for someone, it is always reflective of something that I needed to hear or learn for in my own journey. And I'm like so thankful for it. It's like a gift in itself. Like just seeing other people's perspectives allows me to always apply it a little bit differently to my own situations and expand and grow and be able to conceptualize larger pieces of
Hmm.
people and archetypal understandings, connection,
Yeah.
all the things.
Right. I think, yeah, I agree. There's so much like that I've learned from other people's journey, but it only has been like these confirmations in what I'm already. It's not like, oh, they got it figured out if I could just, do what they do. But it's been just like reflections back to like, oh, this, yeah, I've felt and seen that, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
or like that resonates. It's such a more I love the word resonate because
Yes.
it's such a I can listen and hear different people's stories and their journeys, and the things that resonate are the things that like amplify or solidify things in me deeper.
Yes.
And then
Mm-hmm.
I can just let go of the other stuff. Like it's no longer where I have to sit in judgment of, well, like they don't got it figured.
It
They don't
makes
have
it
it all
clear.
right.
Yeah.
Nobody has
It
it all right.
it brings the connections to the forefront in a way that they can be addressed in a more orderly fashion because it's like outside of you at this point. So it's not like, questioning. It's like a reflective surface, this other
Mhm.
person that you're connecting with, and you apply it to yourself. And I think that's what we're all supposed to do naturally. Like that is how we all grow is by
Mhm.
opening up, expanding, sharing, reflecting, and considering and every day with a more expansive outlook than the previous one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Which is difficult.
I think it's fun.
Well, I mean, it's fun, but I always
It
want to
is, it
like
can be difficult.
acknowledge that because I think we can kind of we can have days or times when like you're like, oh, this is fun, like it is, and then you're like other times where you're like, oh shit, why did I sign up
Let me get off this ride. Yes, no, I do.
on ride? We don't really want to get off the ride, but
Yeah,
there's
just
a
for
little bit of like,
just for a break.
oh
Yeah.
my God, like seriously? Do
Yes,
I have to?
it
It's a
is.
lot.
But then even in those moments, the little perspective comes through very clearly, and it's like
Yes.
similar to this like meme I've seen. I forget who actually initiated it, but it's like this girl crying. She's like, "Ooh," and then all of a sudden she hears her spirit guides, and it's like, "Bitch, what are you crying for? You're a witch. Get up. Go do some spells and shit." And it's like, "Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're never wrong."
Right.
Like, and it's like you can have those own like realizations in yourself when you're like kind of wallowing in it. Like we need to. We really do. We need to be able to feel to be
Mm,
able to integrate, to expand. And I'm like, it sounds like just words that I just said, but like on the level for our own personal journeys, it's so important to actually really go to those depths and not
mhm,
ignore the feelings that we get in our intuition and to explore more into why is that? And
mhm,
for people who hesitate or maybe don't understand like the Akashic records, for example, just conceptually they're not able to understand it. It's similar, I think, a lot in a lot of ways for me to like Wi-Fi. and the
Mhm.
cloud storage. Like that's like the easiest way for me to explain. It's like I can tap in and download information, and
Mhm.
then through my senses, I try my best to describe what I'm receiving. And I'm 100% of the time it resonates with people. So I know I'm
Mhm.
not making it up. Sometimes I
Right.
feel like I'm making shit up,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
I've learned that's
Yeah.
when you really need to speak because it's true. It really is. And we gaslight ourselves a lot of times, especially intuitive women with witch moons, gaslighting ourselves thinking that's just my imagination or that's just my own stuff and I'm just crazy and but it's our gifts. They're
Yeah,
all present for everyone. So,
for sure. It's such a learning to kind of tap into that frequency and then trust that what's coming through is such, I mean, it's just such a beautiful thing. And you start realizing, like, oh my God, like it is, like you said, our inherent, it is who we are to be able to do that. And
yes.
it's such a,
And connect on that level as intimate as it may seem. I mean, initially I had a very abrupt spiritual awakening, and mine in particular had some elements of interdimensional interference. And there was a real fear of mine that everyone could read my mind.
Mm.
But in a sense, I understood that that was an organic ability that we all have. And so, in a way, I was trying to reconcile, like, to move up into this new frequency because of the awareness that I had attained. I needed to recognize that on this level, you cannot hide anything in your mind.
right.
You
Mhm.
have to be ready to be seen in every nook and cranny and own it. And you have to be ready to see everybody else's nooks and crannies and hold that. Um, it's very, it was very, very clear to me. And that might sound paranoid. And sometimes I felt paranoid about it. But it's
Mhm.
also like I've had 5 or so years to unravel that, unwind, and relax into the fact that that's actually just my spiritual gifts and intuition. And I was at a level that was very fast and very forceful and it was uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean it was bad. So,
No.
yeah, it was.
It's such a, I think I felt something very similar to that, where I had a lot of like tapping ins, before I even knew, let's say, what the Akasha Records was, or, I was very, could tap into what I would say spirit and that. Um, but similar, there's such truth and clarity in that. And when I realized that, like, that same truth and clarity is wanting to be present in this, in our lived reality, especially
Mhm.
as women, like, it's
Yeah.
been something that we have, like, we've muted our inherent truth, our like intuitive voice, our knowings, kind of that
Yes.
witchy
Yes.
thing
Yes.
that we have due to, time and time again of it not being allowed or it being
Yes.
persecuted. But for me, it's been such an interesting experience how my when I say my lived reality, kind of more this 3D, like just Earth experience, and this tapping into was trying to come closer and closer together, meaning like there's
Oh,
was
yeah.
such truth and clarity
Yes.
here up in the Akashic records or in my knowing up here. But then the ability to kind of just really clearly speak that out and express that in the 3D, in the lived reality, felt so stuck and like, ooh,
The
hard.
dissonance. And a lot of that, I think, is due to the frequencies outside of ourselves or the expectations or the standards of general society or the people that we've been in relationship with that we have now evolved away from and out of. And it's just so blindingly clear, black
Mm,
and white, what's going on and the choices to make. And it does feel very like I know this over it is left and right. Like you'll it's like angel and demon on your shoulders. Like I'm getting this and this is what I feel in my body to be true, but this is what I'm dealing with in my reality and like this isn't what I want and like being aware of that, being able to like actively shape it. And like you said, when you were describing the two different paths resonating with clarity and truth, I literally saw the amount of light and then the subsequent like particulates that vibrate around literally magnetize and they collide. And that's how you jump timelines for
right.
sure.
Yeah. And I think we, like I didn't realize how much like that I was creating at this certain level and in myself at this level, but there was still a level, I would say, in my lived reality, kind of more this down to earth reality that wasn't yet mirroring that. And then I began so feeling it in my body of
Mm.
like, like, what is this?
I see the fluctuation too. Like it's almost like the undulation of
Yeah.
like cells before
And
they
it
change.
wasn't. And I don't I would like to say with people like it's not like this it really is just something that takes time to integrate. And
Mhm.
it's not out of like judgment in myself that I'm like, oh my God, I'm just this inauthentic person. I didn't, you know what I mean? It is just the stripping away of all those layers and shedding all those things that have covered up, held back, quieted, just all those layers that
Mhm.
just have to come off through release, through experience, through like all the things
Yes.
in order for it to come in. And then when it starts to land more deeply into this lived experience, then it's like, it's all, then there's no going back. It's
Hmm. Hmm.
you've stepped into that new timeline and you're like, okay, like I said, I feel like I've landed. Like
Yes.
there's something that has like released, shed, pulled off to be able to integrate that in a deeper way. And it's very, yeah, it's interesting.
It's amazing sometimes when you have those thoughts and you're trying to manifest something and you start to get that feedback that it's trickling into your reality and it's just sometimes the synchronistic ways that things will persist in your awareness and it's like very clear this is something I need to follow, this is obviously for a reason. And it's so I don't want to get into any specifics about your personal details, but I do want to share that we have worked together in a container with Amy Belair. And just recently we went through, was it like 4 months or 6 months? I don't recall.
I know. I feel like I've been working with her
Yeah,
for years now.
I know, yes, but this specific
Yeah.
one,
Mhm.
and same, I've been working with her for years, and it's almost like one could say, you don't need to join groups like this, but I have to say, the power that comes when you're in a group, the
Mhm.
alignment and the connection, it's like why wouldn't I join a container in this sense to be able to like have a group that I look forward to meeting with and sitting in that type of energy to find clarity for a specific purpose in my life and my soul path. And I mean, like, that's therapy to me, that's therapy.
Oh, for
So
sure.
I
It's
I mean,
so helpful to have other people that are kind of at the same level of the journey that you're on to reflect back to you. Like, they'll say something or share something that you're like, oh yeah, that's exactly the path, the journey that I'm on right now. And it just, yeah, it's like having pals on your hike.
yes, for sure. And connections, like I feel so thankful to have been able to connect online in groups such as this, and also like Instagram and different ways that people communicate. I just so appreciate having these connections all over the world. And I think we're so lucky, but like at the same time, we can talk at any time directly, soul to soul, um, without ever opening our mouths. And I find that also incredible. Um, I think that we are just barely beginning to scratch the surface on the level of understanding of the connectivity that our consciousness has, especially when we're sleeping. Like where do we go? I just love thinking about that, talking about that. Thank you so much for listening to this preview of our conversation, and check back in a few weeks for Andria's full episode. Until then, take care.
Pressure made diamonds, lay back, smoking loud in the silence. It's all love, but no trust. Why you think I'm doing too much? Cause pressure made diamonds, lay back, smoking loud in the silence. I roll up and go up. Why you tripping, give me no love? Nowadays you don't gotta mind me. In the end I hope you really find peace. I had to set my mind free, I had to let my soul breathe. Moon sign Pisces, heart broke psyche. Angels all around me, but demons wanna fight me. Feel like I had to fight myself. No, I had to look inside myself. With a predisposition to addiction. Through the negatives, I'm still focused on the vision. It's sorta like that first scene you see in Pulp Fiction. I see the end, but it's really only the beginning. I had to find a way to be grateful for them locked doors that you made close. When doves cry, it's so painful, but the purple rain is so graceful. Cause pressure made diamonds, lay back, smoking loud in the silence. It's all love, but no trust. Why you think I'm doing too much? Cause pressure made diamonds, lay back, smoking loud in the silence. I roll up and go up. Why you tripping, give me no love? I'm fighting battles, lost between the lights and the shadows. Tryna shoot me down, I'm dodging all the ammo. Left me hanging, I escaped from the gallows. Swim through the ether, blowing on a reefer. Running like Rev when he rapped about Adidas. It's like my flow is heaven sent. My energy could shift the cards in your tarot deck. Life ain't always what it seemed. An alternate reality, I'm living in a dream. I got the Stussy on the T with the 501 jeans. Ray-Ban Lokes with the Air Max 3s. Mandela effect, got me living my best. I gotta jump timelines when I'm living in stress. And a spliff in my chest, it got me lifting and blessed. Peace, you know the rest.